Hello everyone, Jason Olea back here again, and today we are finally going to be reviewing episode 12 of Dragon Ball Daima. I want to get this out before the end of the year, and I know I've been late a few days after the episode comes out doing these reviews lately. It's just that I've been working on an anime Week in Atlanta video that is now finally out, so be sure to check that out. You should see something over here somewhere in the video. But now, let's talk some Dragon Ball. Episode 12 continues off where the previous episode leaves off. This episode is called True Strength, and we understand why later on. But how this episode goes is just purely action all throughout. Dr. Rinsu and Du and Ku are in the Demon Realm 1, and I believe it is Du is the name of the fat new Majin that's fighting against that first Demon World Tamagami, and that fight is a lot of fun. There's a lot of neat moves that enhances this Majin's funny nature. He has to power up with chocolate in order to be able to be motivated to fight, and it's quite a bit of fun. I really like that dynamic of the fight, and then the challenge once Du was able to prevail against the Tamagami, which now leaves the characters now having to go up against Dr. Rinsu and Goma for that final Dragon Ball. They don't know that they've already caught it, so what's the next few episodes going to do? And are they just going to go on a few silly adventures? And now what's conflict going to be like? How are they going to go up against these new Majins and everything? Is Goma himself going to be in the fight, as well as the brother of the Supreme Kai? That's going to be very interesting to see. Now some new plot threads are being planted here with this victory that one side of the villains is now having, and Goma is not happy about Rinsu winning, but you could say that she is the safekeeping now, because Vegeta and his fight with the second world Namek Tamagami, just wow. Not only is the choreography once again really good, the animation is so smooth, it gets very intense. He's able to escape into Kraken, but the Tamagami is pushing him to go further and further to keep pushing his power level. And once he is not able to control it anymore, he decides to stop playing games, and this is where finally we have Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta. Holy shit, I've been waiting so long for this moment to happen. This is just gonna be me fanboying out, not actually reviewing the show, just fanboying out about this moment. Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta. We never seen that ever. Maybe in fan art here and there, maybe in some old Toriyama designs, but now it's official. Yeah, it is baby Vegeta. I'll take what I can get. I know it's kid Vegeta. I know he's young. Imagine once Goku and Vegeta turn back into adults by the end of, well, at least near the end of the series, and they have to power up and they both turn Super Saiyan 3 to go up against Goma, because we are pre-battle of gods here. They have not turned into Super Saiyan God yet. So Super Saiyan 3 at this point is the highest they could go. Now we might get a chance to finally see adult Vegeta turn Super Saiyan 3, and we're going to get these two fighting in these same forms, and then we're going to get an explanation why he never uses this form ever, even though it's probably the most obvious reason why is that it is probably the most useless form out of all of them. I have to be honest here, it barely ever gets a win apart from this one time against this Tamagami, but other than that, it wastes too much energy. You basically have a time limit on this thing. It works as like the buffer version of Super Saiyan 1, and that is just too much mass and power to really withstand, and you get a downgrade on some other aspects of your fighting. Like, it is not a perfect form. And I'm betting that that's the reason that Vegeta decides to stop using this form by the end of the series. That's probably going to be the most obvious explanation why. All in all, I am just happy to finally see Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta, and the way he goes up against the Second World Tamagami and then wins against it by having his hand on his back like, you really want to keep playing this now? And he just gives up. It's like, that's some hard shit right there, man. That's some hard shit. But the challenge afterwards, once Vegeta finally wins, he needs to answer this long but maybe simple question. And this is the kind of question that is bound to get an older version of Vegeta just angry and just at a temper tantrum. But here we get a bit of character growth from that, in which Vegeta has actually been paying attention to the question and actually got the answer right. Yeah, he was frustrated. Obviously, he was going to be frustrated by this kind of question. But he knows how serious the situation is still, and still answered it anyway. I love that bit of character growth compared to what we've seen from him in Z up until this point. I think it's awesome characterization for Vegeta that still stays true to his attributes as a character, but shows that there is a lot of growth in between the Buu saga and Daima. And I think that kind of character consistency and progression as well worked out really well with this episode and how it characterizes Vegeta. If you are a Vegeta fan, you are going to love this episode. Like, no doubt about it. The First World Tamagami fight with Du and the First World Tamagami was a lot of fun and progresses the story along pretty well in some interesting new directions. But the Vegeta second Demon World Tamagami fight is pure fan service, and I love it. This is tied between, I believe, episode 6. It was the episode where Goku faces off against the First World Tamagami. I forgot which episode that was, but it's a tie between that and this on being my favorite episode of Dragon Ball Daima. I love this episode with my I'm just so happy. I am just so happy to be a Dragon Ball fan right now. I am a happy man that feels once again like a 12-year-old boy. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please leave a like, subscribe, comment, and I will see you guys next time.